Smitten's cookie dough with pretzels and chocolate chips. So, piggybacking off of our old pints here, we're going back to May 13th of 2020. And Smitten out of San Francisco. Very good stuff. I've been out to San Francisco one time and it was my first stop there. Phenomenal stuff, especially seeing it made fresh right there in front of you. It's a liquid nitrogen based ice cream, so it's all churning. You get the, the dry ice, the smoke effect coming up. It's a great experience. And when you think of Smitten, you should think of this flavor. This is what they're known for. This is their mainstay. I don't know if it's their top seller. I would assume it would be. Their chocolate's also very good. But this is let me get this straight. It's a malted brown sugar base. And then, even though it doesn't look like it, it's supposed to be hand-chopped pretzels and Gitter chocolate chips added into that made from scratch cookie dough. So it's supposed to be cookie dough with chocolate chips and pretzels. As you can see, they've kind of all dispersed off of that cookie dough. Some cookie dough chunks do have the little chunks of the pretzels and also chocolate chips, but a lot of it is scattered around. This really makes me miss these guys. I don't know why I've been holding out on this one. So, very creamy ice cream. This is, I will say, and I don't mean to knock the pint here, this is one of those places that what you get in a pint will not be, near as good, definitely won't be as good as what you get in the scoop shop or the storefront. And out of the shop, it is incredible. However, this holds up very well for being shipped. The malted brown sugar ice cream, super creamy, high quality stuff. It is mainly brown sugar sweet. Not terribly sweet, but pretty sweet. Excuse me. The malt is just enough touch in the base to, let's say, change things up. It almost adds maybe like a little caramel, a little nuttiness to it, and even a tad bit of savory. But we're gonna get into more savory once we dig into these mix-ins. But, if you've had a malted milkshake, just think that, although a little heavier on the brown sugar component. Now, let's get into these mix-ins. So, I'm trying to dig you out. I'll get you one. I gotta stop talking with my mouth full. It's just so good, I can't stop eating it. I'll get you a cookie dough chunk here to see. The pretzels. So no company, this needs to be out there. No company should ever say pretzels add a crunch. As soon as you put pretzels into this ice cream, unless you can somehow keep them fully coated in, let's say, chocolate or something along those lines, they're never gonna be crunchy. These, they're not soggy, but they're kind of like when they go from a fresh pretzel to the stale-like texture. It's almost like a chew, a firm chew. They're by no means like just mushy and falling apart, but they're definitely by no means crunchy. Actually, far from crunchy. In summary, it's not a terrible texture, but it's definitely more chewy than crunchy. The Gitter chocolate chips are some of the finest chocolate chips in the land, as you all know. Add more of a bitter, high quality chocolate flavor, a true cocoa flavor to the pint, which is perfect because the base is pretty darn sweet from the brown sugar. And also, the last mix in, this cookie dough, is pretty sweet as well. But the cookie dough is also super buttery. It's so good. Which is, I told you we get into a little more, what was the word? Savory. Yeah. So minor downfall. Some of you are going to complain about this. There's enough of them where it doesn't bother me. You can tell they're small. Each chunk is no larger than that. There's enough to go around though. Texturally, they're great. They're perfect, just what you would imagine. Chewy, gooey, a little gritty. And then you have the crunch of the chocolate chips in each dough bite. I really don't get pretzels in any cookie dough bite. They're more or less just scattered around. Oh, and the pretzels, I guess that is the case unless you make them super salty. 95% of the time. They don't have much flavor. There's not much pretzel flavor, maybe a little bit of salt. But between the malt and the butteriness of the cookie dough, you get this whole savory aspect of the pint, which gives this whole ice cream in general a great, like, sweet and salty type of flavor going on. I'm a huge fan. It's obvious. I think you all should order at least one time in your life. You should be ordering Smitten ice cream, and this needs to be in your cart or your order. Definitely one pint, if not more. Sweet and salty. I honestly have, it's a beautiful flavor to me. I don't have much critiques here. Yes, maybe larger cookie dough chunks, maybe a stronger pretzel flavor with a tad more salt. But like I said, between the malt and the base and the butteriness in the cookie dough, there's a whole sweet and salty, savory type of vibe going on with this ice cream. Cookie dough with pretzels and chocolate chips gets a 9.5 out of 10.